Good evening, First Baptist Church. This is Jim Wilson. I'm coming to you from my home this evening, where I'm reading in Scripture tonight out of the book of Luke, and I'm going to be in chapter 23. I'm going to be reading to you just a couple verses tonight, and the reason we're doing this is this is this is our first concerted group / individual prayer effort with this new prayer ministry, and want to encourage you to join me tonight praying through Scripture. That's going to be one of the core principles of what we're going to be teaching in our church about how to pray, and that is to use Scripture as the basis for our prayers. So tonight, let me read again chapter 23 of Luke, verse 32. Two others who were criminals were led away to be put to death, and when they came to the place that is called the skull, there they crucified him, and the criminals, one on his right and one on his left. And Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." So tonight's passage, the theme's obviously forgiveness. What we want to do tonight, if you would, is examine your heart and look and ask God to shine a light on anything that anywhere in your heart that forgiveness needs to be applied, or maybe you've allowed unforgiveness to take home. You don't want that in your life. All it's going to do is bind you up, cause you to disobey God. It's going to lead to anger, resentment, bitterness. It's going to steal your joy, and it doesn't have to. God clearly, through His Son, paints a picture, and Jesus commands us to forgive others, even our enemies, and He demonstrates that even from the cross. He begins to pray and intercede for sinners who counted themselves as enemies, who were ultimately working swiftly to bring His demise. So again, just let me encourage you to do that. And this could, in many cases, be, past hurts that are very painful. And I don't want you to think that I take that lightly. I know that this can be extremely painful to begin to, open up your heart and allow Jesus to work on those old wounds. So much so that I actually did a little research. I found an article I think will be very helpful for those who are struggling with this. So I want to post that in the notes below where you see this video. But I also want to encourage folks to, introspectively consider and ask God to show you where you're deficient in accepting forgiveness. Christians, fellow church members, I even struggle with this from time to time, but Christians struggle with this for real. Sometimes, for whatever reason, we've done whether we've done something really bad, or we've been caught off guard by our sin. We're disappointed in ourselves. Again, for a myriad of reasons, Christians will become sad and distance themselves from God, and they'll kind of like, it's not that they're putting Him on the shelf because they are neglecting Him, but they don't. What it is, they struggle with feelings of worth or worthiness of King Jesus's forgiveness. But it couldn't be farther from the truth. So look for these areas in your life where maybe there's some forgiveness that just needs to be extended or accepted in your life. And I hope this time will be a blessing to you if you'll diligently read Scripture and seek God. You will find Him, and He will work in your life. He'll work in your heart to kind of make room for something better. If you get that old unforgiveness out of the way, then there's room for redemption and love and peace that you can then extend to others. So this is a good place for us to start this week. And I'll be back tomorrow evening about this time, maybe a little earlier, with another follow-up video with the next passage of Scripture. So for now, pray for you all tonight. I hope this time is a blessing. You guys come back tomorrow and we'll continue this. Thank you.